Hi there. I think you guys are on mute still.
There we go. Can you hear us?
I can, yes, absolutely. I see that we're recording, and pretty soon we're going to see Facebook Live, and once we see that, we'll go for it.
No problem.
Debbie, I feel the same way.
I know, it's like, oh, wow. It's me.
Right, exactly. We're just here. We're all human.
Exactly. This is how I really look.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. All right, there we go. And expand that. There we go. Okay.
And while we're waiting, this week we'll be celebrating our 43rd wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow. That is so exciting. I'm going to try to put you right in the middle of the screen so it looks like I'm looking at the cam. So it's easier to look at the camera instead of looking down the whole time.
Right.
All right. If it might be a couple minutes early, whoever is behind that, Rachel Sartain, if you want to go ahead and put us on Facebook Live, I think we're ready to go.
We'll see if we're on Facebook Live. I'll pull it up here.
It tells us. I get a little notification when we're there. So we do have, we've got some people already on board watching us. They're already here. So generally we'll have a few on the Zoom room and some on Facebook, and we are officially live on Facebook. So, well, hello everyone. I'm Kristen Agan, one of the team leaders for the Keller Williams Chadwick Group in Pinellas, and I am so excited today to have a conversation with Don and Debbie Henderson. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you.
Good to see your smiling face.
Yes, and yours as well, both of yours. Bob Carty has been telling me about you two for quite a long time, so I'm really excited to dive into your business and talk to you both today, because I think you're going to offer a lot of valuable information to other people out there about how to build a business, how to adjust when you're going through things, and how to do some cutting edge things that are really going to help connect to your customers. So I'm excited for all of that conversation today. So let's get started. Don, Debbie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just give us your background.
Sure. Well, we've been in the business, real estate business, full-time, myself for 19 years. We started out in Columbus, Ohio, was there for 15 years. And then decided, since our grandchildren was going to move here, of course our kids did too, but since our grandsons were moving here, we decided we really wanted to move as well. Florida was kind of a dream, but we figured, honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave because my business, I was really booming in Ohio.
Right.
But of course, I moved here to Florida, and, we're not sad that we left. So of course, we've been at Keller Williams, the Seminole office now for we just celebrated our 3rd year anniversary and going into our 4th now. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you told me that there was some other special anniversary coming up.
Yeah, actually this year, or this month here next Thursday, we'll be celebrating our 43rd wedding anniversary. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Wow.
We're not old enough.
That's true. That's true.
I'm sure you were babies when you got married. You had to.
We were. Yeah. We belonged to one of them little covenants that, we were.
Well, so half your marriage, you've been in real estate for the most part.
Yes. We pretty much have always done business together for the more so than not.
Right.
Well, the interesting story behind that was she was a stay-at-home mom until the kids got almost out of high school. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, what would you like to do? Because she's not a person to sit around at all. Mm-hmm. And I said, why don't you try real estate? She goes, I thought about that. And basically we have a relative who does it. And we thought, well, if she can do it, you can do it. And I remember when the first day that she got her license, my daughter and I put together these flyers and ran around and passed them out. And so we passed them out, tried to get 100 doors, and we could not get to 100 doors because people were stopping us saying, could you have her give us a call? Could you have her give us a call? And it just took off from there.
Wow.
So it was great. We loved it.
Wow, that's awesome. So that is a great story of getting started. And from what you've told me, 3-4 years ago when you moved down to Ohio, from Ohio, by the way, all my family's in Ohio. I escaped, I mean, I moved from Ohio down here too. So I wouldn't be in California. I'm from the Dayton, Cincinnati area.
Okay, all right.
Not from, that's, I had a stint there. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
I decided I was solar powered and needed sunshine in my life. Though,
That's true. That's true. We call Ohio the land of no shadows.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
It is.
Right. So I know that you've been down here for maybe 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. You've been working your real estate business down here. So tell me about that transition from having a booming business in Ohio to coming to a new place and having to basically start over.
Well, we thought, Don kept saying, oh, don't worry, you'll do fine. You know, you'll get there and the business will go great. Well, it didn't exactly happen that way. Obviously moving here, we didn't know anybody. We had no contacts other than our kids that moved as well. So I started out with a different company and only had one transaction in my first year. I decided.
How many, can I ask Debbie, how many transactions were you averaging up in Ohio at that time?
Between 30 to 55 a year.
30
by
to
myself.
55. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
by yourself.
Yes.
So one transaction was,
it was
not to your standard.
It was a great closing because I have both sides, and the property was in Treasure Island on the water, so it was a great check. But still, that wasn't satisfying. So I kept trying to think, what should I do? I'm not a huge fan of change. I never have been, but I thought something has to change. Either I'm going to get out of the business or I've got to figure out what to do. So we checked with a couple different brokers, and Keller Williams has always been well known for their training. So I interviewed with them and decided, you know, this is probably a good move. And it really was. You know, the training, obviously I miss all now with this whole COVID thing. I miss the office, being together in the meetings and that sort of thing. But I'm glad that I was able to get to that, you know, get the training as soon as I started with Keller Williams. I did the Ignite, straight from Ignite, I went to Bold. Wow, that was, I mean, so I jumped in, you know, full, right? And learned a lot of techniques. And really that's what helped me get the business going here. And then Don decided to join on later. But I mean, like I said, I really have to say Keller Williams is nothing but great training for anybody who's needs to really get a good start. Any brand new agent, I can't imagine starting anywhere else but Keller Williams.
Well, Debbie, what I love about that story is that you were an experienced agent. You had what, 15 years already under your belt. So I love that you were humble enough to say, I need to figure out a new way of doing business because the business plan and the strategy that I had in Ohio isn't working for me here. I don't have the same contacts. I don't have the same connections. I don't have the same referral base that I had up there. And you were smart enough and humble enough to be able to say, I got to make a change and I'm going to look for a place that can help me to do that. So kudos to you for that. You're the one who showed up and you went to Ignite and you went to Bold and you learned from it and you had an open mindset. So
yeah, the one thing that we really didn't count on or consider was 9,000 agent competition here in Pinellas County. Now, you still only have about 10% that do the, you know, the bulk of the work, but still 900 agents compared to the area that we came from. There was just no other competition. We were the competition out there, just because we have a background in marketing. So it was much easier out here. No, it was a huge eye opener. But to be honest, for the first 3 months, we felt like we were on vacation. We just couldn't get our mind wrapped around working anyway.
You're in the vacation world. Of course you felt that way. We all feel like that when we move.
There was always another restaurant to someplace that we hadn't tried
another
out.
beach to go to. So tell me, Don, about your branding and your marketing that you did start doing when you really started digging in Florida.
Well, when we started out there, everything was Debbie Realtor. So that's the branding we had. So the websites, when we first started up, we had the premier website. Now this is before realtor.com and Zillow. So we used to have agents come over to our website because we tied in with technology right away. And so the brand was debbierealtor.com. So that's how we marketed everything. So we tried to do the same thing out here. We were at the DMV centers. We did a lot of advertisement, and it all fell flat. We were spending thousands of dollars, and we weren't getting any return out of it at all. And then we met Tracy over when she was at our office, and we just said, look, Tracy, we're trying to figure out that there's something we're missing here that we couldn't figure out.
Right.
And then it just clicked. The competition that's out here, all of the sales that are going through we compare the level of experience to some of the agents. We're thinking, why in the world would they go with that agent compared to us? And it was just that. It was getting our foot in the door, but we had to do it differently. So the marketing had to be real grassroots. So in bold, when she finished that, she says, how in the world am I going to reach 100 people? I said, I got an idea. So we took 100 bottles of water and tied her card around it, punched a hole in it, and we just went out on the beach. And so we started walking up and down the beach, and we just passing out water and talking to people.
Yeah.
So sure enough, a lady comes back as we're all finished with our 100 bottles, and she's waving one of the bottles at her and says, hey, we're here to buy a home. We're here to buy a home. It's just so funny that you stopped by. Not only have they purchased a home, but they've referred people to us. They've become very good friends with us. And it's just that type of thing. We had to get back out into the community. We had to start touching people. We had to start talking and communicating to people. I like phone sales and door knocking. So it was better for me. It was humbling for the both of us, but especially Debbie didn't need to do that. But she came to the realization, look, we just have to do that. So between getting great scripts, between getting on the phone, talking to FSBOs and for sale by owners, which we still do every week. This is what we had to do to start getting out there. And then once we got out there, then we knew how to work the referral.
Right. And there's so many good nuggets I want to make sure people hear in that. Is one that I heard is that you made it, you took the challenge, first of all, to do a bold 100 people in one day. And that just is that if you talk to enough people, you're going to find people who want to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. And it comes back to talking to enough people to find the ones that do and are ready now, and then also find the ones that are going to be ready. Correct?
Correct.
And then you also talked about having the right scripts and knowing who to talk to. So, and getting in activity and staying in activity to this day on talking to for sale by owners and people who are out there who are already saying, hey, I want to sell my house. I just, so smart on so many levels that was the path you took. So, Debbie, what else about that time of really building back should we know about what you did in truly hitting the ground and hitting the pavement? I heard you call it humbling.
Yeah, it was very humbling, obviously, being in the business as long as I was, not, ever thinking I was going to have to go knock on doors again, because that's one of the things I said I never wanted to do once we moved here. But again, I had to do it. So personally, I think the plus that I have in this business, when I thought about just forget it, I'm done with this business, is I kept remembering that I love people. I love helping people, and always remembering it's not about us, it's about them. And just, one of the things that Don touched on was that I scratched my head and asked myself, why are some people using, X, Y, or Z agent, right? Who, you hear the bad stories, and I'm like, we're here to help them out. So again, just remembering it's about the customer, and just they're not going to know we're here unless we tell them we're here. Right. So that's what I have to continually tell myself. I hate getting on the phone. I am not one of those people that likes to pick up the phone, call expires or FSBOs, but you know what? I know this is what I have to do to make my business.
And it works too.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It works. Yeah. It works.
Right. Well,
I like to help for sale by owners, and there's a technique that I do. You nurture for sale by owner for a while, but I go a step beyond and actually feel like I should give them something. So I give them something in exchange for allowing me to help them. And obviously they're wanting to work with an agent. They're wanting to, pay a lesser fee, which obviously the numbers are true and correct. They give up and list the home. But in the meantime, I'm able to gain buyers. We're closing, just went into contract last week on a for sale by owner. I've been helping them, but I got a referral from that, and we got them in contract, and it's over 500,000. Mm-hmm. So, I like this term, and I use it a lot. It's not all the little things you do. It's every little thing you do.
It's not all, it's every little thing you do. It's
correct.
Every little thing you do.
Because it's what you actually, you don't know when you pass out a card to somebody that 3 months later they're going to call you off that card. Right. You just don't know, but you just keep going out there and you just keep prospecting and prospecting and prospecting.
It's not all that you do, it's every little thing you do.
That's right.
What you guys are describing to me is your value proposition, and that you believe in it. You believe, Debbie, that you have the knowledge and tools to help buyers and sellers get through the real estate transaction. And you believe that your service matters, and that what you deliver is quality. And you believe that you can go above and beyond, Don, and give them more than they would get anyplace else. So you believe in your own value proposition is what I'm hearing, which of course makes people want to work with you when you believe that strongly in what you do. So one of the things we've gone through recently, obviously, or continue to go through, is this little world pandemic that we've had to deal with. And we want to hear what you've done. And I know, Don, you've got some tricks in your pocket as far as working virtual with people and how you've gone about that. So tell us what you've done to adjust in your business or continue in your business to get through this time.
Well, everybody in our office knows that I do virtual tours. I've helped several of them. I've done some training classes on them. And I do virtual tours for people who are with other brokerages. And the thing about a virtual tour is it's a walkthrough. Now you have different kinds. You have the Matterport, which you can stop and spin the room around. And those are very high quality techniques. But this is more of a narrative. And I'll sum it up like to say this way. You can do a video of a walkthrough in a home as you're walking through it. But what about what Florida is about? See, people move here, especially to Pinellas County, to live a Florida lifestyle. So we had a home in Venice that had a $750 a month HOA fee. And she had her home on the market for how long?
6 months.
6 months, no interest. I said, well, she kept saying that HOA was the big stumbling block. I said, well, what do you get for the HOA? Oh my word. This lady lived in Disney World. She lived in her own water park, but you would never have known that just by 30 pictures on the internet. So what I do in the video is I take a narrative view of where you live and encompass everything you can do in that area. Because what we've come to find out, which has really helped us out a lot, is people buy based upon their affordability, but all of them buy here because they want to live in Florida.
Right.
So it's a
Lifestyle.
huge lifestyle change that people are looking forward to. So we need to tell that story, and I do that through video. So when we did it, when the COVID hit, we had this one home that, you know, they want to sanitize it before the walkthrough, and they want to sanitize it. Yeah, I mean, it just became a big issue. And then the MLS shut down the open house portal that, you know, basically you couldn't advertise it because of the liability for them. So what we did, we started advertising the Zoom through a virtual open house. So we did the virtual open house. We had, what, 15
to 20 people
20 people show up, just like an open house, scheduled it just on time. We had real estate agents with their customers show up. And everybody who wanted the home, based upon the virtual tour that I was doing at the same time, they wrote an offer. So we had 8 offers written, and they're all online talking to one another, realizing that they're going to write an offer.
There's going to talk about competition, right? Yeah.
Because we would used to have 50, you know, 45, 50, maybe 60 people come through open houses. We would do this preemptive advertisement, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And we always sold the homes based upon competitive bidding. You know, we got people who are really involved. With the AI and the technology that we have, it's easy to do that. So, but anyway, during this one, we kind of sat down with the seller and said, okay, here's 8 of them. Let's weed through these. They're not all that good, and you know that you want. So there's 4 of them that was good, and then we just set one day where they went out to do kind of an open house, and they all had 15-minute segments to go through, and they're waiting in their car, and we're squirting their hands with sanitizer and all that. So then they had their option to either back out, increase their bid, or remain at the same. And we had 2 of them increase their bid, and we sold it for an even higher amount than that.
Right.
So that really does work. I don't think it's that necessary today. I think it's kind of laxed a little bit. We can do open houses today.
It's true, Don. Yeah, I think we've talked about over and over again how this, just like 9/11 changed the TSA procedures, this is going to forever change procedures in our world. And we have, you've already said it, people move here for a lifestyle, and we have a lot of out of state and even out of country buyers that are coming here. And the more we continue some of these practices, the bigger the buyer pool that we're going to be talking to. What I love about the open house that you did was that a lot of people have been doing the video and putting it on Facebook. You captured an audience on Zoom and had them together, and got, just like at an open house, the busier it is, the more they're like, oh, we gotta act, we gotta take action now. So you created that environment virtually. That's powerful. I've not, and maybe other agents are doing that, I've not heard of other agents doing that specific thing. So that's a kudos. And that's something we can all continue to do. I mean, think about how many buyers from out of state we can have on virtual tours and virtual open houses, even when the world completely is back to, we just walk in a house and don't worry about masks and hand sanitizers.
Well, the beauty of the way he does the walkthrough videos, what we would do is we would just, we could back up, you know, if somebody says, oh, wait, what's that? We could just back it up and show them, or just go forward. Or, so we could actually, again, walk them through during the whole time.
Right. So if they have questions, you immediately can address it or go back or go into it deeper. Very good.
That's
we
what
just
we would do.
We just had a closing 2 weeks ago that I actually represented both sides, and the buyer, he lives in, I think it's Pennsylvania, and he has yet to go to the home. I sent him the video and I said, if you want, we can just do a Zoom call and we can just go through it. And basically, you know, the guy bought it through the video. We've got another one we're closing Wednesday this week that it was an expired that I had called on, and we ended up getting the listing, and the buyer, we don't have the buyer, another agent does, but same thing. That buyer lives in Southern California, and he's seen it through the video. We sent the video over to the real estate agent, and he, that's how he's purchasing it, through the video. So kind of like the way of the future.
It is. We've had buyers from Ukraine. We've had buyers fly in from New York to some of the open houses, and it was all sending out that video.
Yep. And I think that the key here is that you two have had the mindset of already doing this, and you have the mindset of this bigger reach, which if somebody just, if an agent just tells themselves, oh, we're in a world pandemic, we can't sell real estate right now, you're not going to sell real estate right now. However, if you say, how can we work within this? How can we help people? Because we are an essential business. We do have, obviously, we had record-breaking months in all 3 of our market centers here in Pinellas County. And we did, can I just share this? I just heard this today. Keller Williams agents, for the first time in history, earned over $1 billion in gross commission income last month.
Wow.
That's awesome.
$1 billion in a month.
Wow. Hats off.
Isn't that crazy?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
To say about Keller Williams to the
Yeah.
customer to share, because people want to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It is
it's
amazing when we call, like, when I call expires and people say, oh, you're another Keller Williams agent. I'm like, yes, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
That means we show up and do our job.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we hear that quite often. Oh yeah, gosh, you guys from Keller Williams must run off the same script. I says, no, but we all have your phone number.
And how do they take that, Don?
Well, it just depends. I do FSBOs, and then Debbie likes, I call them unrepresented sellers is what I call them.
Yes.
And then Debbie likes the expired. I love working with for sale by owners because they really want to sell. I guess the approach that most agents have when they talk to a for sale by owner is more, well, sometimes it's a little bit rough and caustic. And when I just try to get involved with the folks because I think every agent out there would benefit by this. If they own a home, they should sell their home every 5 years to see what they're putting these people through, because it is intense what people have to go through to sell their home each time. And every 5 years, the market is dramatically different. So I talk to them in that level, and I'd say, look, why are you selling? Let me show you some of the areas I can help with. I'm not coming here to actually want to list your home, but I think I can help you in certain ways. And if you want to list it later because you feel like it's just too much, let me show you what I can do. So that's kind of the approach that I take.
I like that. It's soft yet direct.
It is. Now, I mean, there's a lot of scripting that goes into it and the psychology behind it, but it's genuine. You know, I hear a lot of different types of, kind of try not to talk about commission, try not to talk about, the time on the market or the time frame, or those are the things you want to get right in front. I mean, you want to get all the objections up front. I imagine you're selling your home because you want to save money on commission, correct? Me too. Listen, if I had the same option, I would be doing exactly like you. So for someone to not be genuine and say, well, I'm the greatest since sliced bread, you're not. I mean, there's a lot of other agents that are a lot better than you are, a lot better than us. We just want to be able to help folks get to the next destination and put as much money in their pocket as feasibly possible. So that's really where our whole goal is. So when we talk to them.
I like you two. Can I just say that? Yeah, you're just good people. I just feel it. I like it. And that's who people want to work with. We know that the one thing that NAR told us last year in the statistics is they want to work with people they trust. And if we have that, what do we call it? Commission breath. And that's all that it's about, then it's not, yeah, when you come from a sincere place of just wanting to help people, and you know that you have tools and the ability to help them get their goals done. And you know what, Don? I did it last fall. I sold my house last fall. And you're not kidding. I mean, just the whole process. And of course, I had somebody else doing open houses for me. I wasn't doing all of that. And just, you know, multiple offer situation and deciding what to do, and is the appraisal going to come back, and what's the inspection period, and just getting the house cleaned and ready and painted and power washed and all of it. It
All of
is.
it. Yeah.
And if we can't come from a real human level and help them understand that we know that what they're going through, and we're going to walk them through the process so we can take this at a chunk at a time and get it done and get you to your goal and know their motivation.
Exactly.
That's our goal. That's our job in the real estate world, is to help people through that. So
yeah, we start every conversation with the person that we're going to list their home with. We start this out the same way, and we say, look, even if we don't list your home today because it may not work, because we're partners in this, if your home is going, you need X amount of dollars, and we know we can't do it, and we walked away from many listings, you know, we'll let you know. But one thing I want you to rest assured, this isn't about us. This is all about you. And if we ever forget that in this business, then you just become the car salesman everybody thinks we are. So.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing that. I heard that, Don, that, is it correct that you're also one of our mentors?
I am, yes. Yes.
We call you a business coach now. We have
That's correct,
retitled it.
Yeah.
And tell me why you chose to be in that role with our agents who are new to this industry.
Well, you know, obviously experience, and then understanding who you're talking with. Do you want to make, you know, X amount of dollars? Let's figure that out. Do you want to make it in this kind of a business? Let's figure it out. Maybe this isn't the business for you, but let's sit down and have a conversation, show you what you're about to get into, how you can help others achieve their goals. And then in the meantime, you'll be able to have a nice, successful lifestyle. You know, money is kind of a measuring tool for us. It's not the goal. So the more professional, the more training, the more successful you become, money kind of just follows that. So to get in here and say, I'm so desperate this month, I need to make my rent, you need to get a part-time job so you don't have to do that. Or you need to sharpen your skills so that's not a conversation you ever need to have again. Yeah. So
I'm guessing 43 years in marriage that life is about more than just money. And I love that. Money is a tool. Money is a tool to it's not the end goal. It's a tool to have the happy life and enjoy the life that we have, right?
Exactly.
And be able to give. So I like that perspective. You know, one of the things when I'm talking to agents who are making decisions to move their business to Keller Williams or to start their business with Keller Williams, one of the things I really talk about, and you and I have never had this conversation before, is the business coaches and what a great resource that is, because in those first few transactions, it is an opportunity, to really understand the business. And you need somebody to call and say, hey, I went to contract class. I just wrote my first contract. Will you please look over it and make sure it looks right? Right. We need those people in our world. I had it when I first started. I hope you guys did too. Maybe not. I am a Keller Williams. Like I've never been anywhere else. Right.
Let me know if you need help.
Right. Yeah. So I'm spoiled because that's my only perspective. Yeah. One of the things I always say is there's so many roles within the real estate world that we don't talk about. People think you become an agent and you're an agent, but there's the roles on teams. There's the roles as a transaction coordinator, an operations, a director of operations, or a marketing specialist, or there's so many roles. And that's part of this getting started in this world is all about, is to really see the opportunities in front of you. I never thought when I started that I'd end up back in leadership role, and here I am. So, you know, there's always an opportunity. And I just want to say thank you publicly to both of you for supporting our agents and helping them to grow and being a resource for them, because that's what makes this culture so beautiful. is that we have each other to rely upon. So thank you, Don and Debbie, for sharing your story today and being a part of our world. We're so grateful that you're in it. And I'm so grateful I finally got to meet you and have a conversation with you today. So before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to leave on? Debbie, I'm going to go to you. Is there anything else that you're just looking back at this year that you're just so glad that you guys did it this way, or that, you know, that this was a real help for your customers? Tell me something else that you did that you just know, okay, that was a win for us or for our customers.
On the spot, here we go. I don't know. I always go back to the same thing, where I just love people. For my customer, I want to assure them that, you know, this is about them. One of the things that I think about is brand new agents right now. And I've thought about this during this whole COVID thing, how hard it must be for a brand new agent to get in the business right now because they feel like they're not connected. So I just feel that if there's any new agents out there listening, that just don't hesitate to call agents. And what I love about Keller Williams, our office, and I'm talking Seminole, I can't speak for any of the other offices, but I have to say that I tell this to everyone who, I just talked to an agent yesterday trying to get her over, right? And is the fact that I know I can go to any agent in our office, call them up right now and ask, you know, hey, I'm have a situation, what would you recommend, or how would you handle it? Because trust me, even with 19 years experience, I don't know everything, and there's always going to be something new. So I guess if I was to impart, you know, something to a new agent, is just know that we're in an office, that people are there to help you, and take advantage of that, because I promise you that is not in a lot of offices. I've been to a few.
Oh, that's beautifully said. And I do want to just say that I'm so thankful to finally officially be a part of the Seminole office. I'm there. My schedule is Thursdays in the Seminole office. So if you're ever on Thursdays, come see me. I'm generally on some call in the TL office or walking around trying to find my way. So
We've heard a lot about you, though. I got to tell you, I've talked to many, especially new agents. I know that you're involved in their life, and I can't tell you the compliments that I've heard from you. So it's great. It's fantastic that you're over there.
Sweet.
So that open door policy is, you just fit right in.
Very good. Well, I'm thankful. Thank you. I feel the love from Seminole today, and really, truly so thankful to be a part of it. And this is why we have the culture we have, is because we care. And I can feel that from you two so much. So, mwah. Thank you. And if you guys have any question who've watched this, feel free to comment on Facebook, or we're going to be off the Zoom now, but comment on Facebook and we'll get back to you. And if you have any questions, and Debbie, if you need any help on that person that you were talking to, you know that's what I'm here for. I'll help you grow your profit share tree, hon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.